People, hey, turn on this AC. Alright, so basically, I always talk about this money. I ain't come on this morning, so this is just a pop up. We here. Alright, so meeting up with a fellow YouTuber. We done met up before. For new people that's new to the channel, y'all don't know him. I'm pretty much, I always talk about him. You're gonna pretty much know who he is by the time I get closer. Because I always talk about this person, I always talk about these values, that he bestowed, the gift. So I'm gonna let y'all know in a minute. He caught me in the middle doing some work, but I said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up on, the God because, one, each one teach one. Shout out. Oh man, the sun is like really doing something in the clouds right now. But on this run over here, shout out to everybody come in. I keep forgetting, I'm a YouTuber now, so I gotta say hit that like button. If you're already here, share if you want to, it don't matter. But like I say, this is a little pop up. This ain't nothing, just on some random. Just out here having fun. Gonna be meeting up with one of the dudes. So I'm gonna post him on live. He trying to talk junk about me, Oh, I almost forgot my water over here. High quality H2O. Working out in the sun now, they need that. But yeah, man, finna go do a little meetup, a little pop up meetup real quick. Alright, growth, say income, starting life insurance. Yeah. Alright, been getting text all that. But shout out to everybody coming through. Like I say, finna go meet up one of the homies, one of the dudes. But when it comes down to it, man, just coming on real quick. Ain't too much nothing I'm be really too much talking about. Just going to meet up with him. We could talk about some crazy stuff like this whole Diddy situation. So I've been looking in the news and stuff. They trying to throw this with Diddy to the point where they trying to give him drug charges. And I'm like, let me see. I want to turn this AC up, people. Tamika, what's going on, boss lady? But the whole thing with Diddy, they trying to hit him on drug charges now. I'm like, what happened to all the allegations and the treating the females and messing with men type stuff? I'm already saying it like this with all that situation. Everybody gained something by messing with Diddy or Diddy mess with them. That was the same way Bill Cosby got railroaded. All those women wanted favors and he gave them party favors. I'm not saying it's right what they did. I'm not saying it's right what he did or whoever, but it's a tit for a tat. If you can't pay me back in money or monetary or do something for me, and that's the thing that you giving up, and now you want to act like it's something that you didn't accept, it is what it is. Like, I don't condone that stuff anyway, but at the same time, my thing is this. If you gain something from dealing with somebody, you can't come back and cry it's something different later. So all these allegations and stuff which they talked about with Diddy, why are they trying to charge him with drugs? That's my thing is, like, out of all this stuff that people been saying, he been doing this and that for years, why are they trying to charge him with drugs? That's the thing people got to think about with this situation. If Diddy is so bad, horrible type person, this and that, why are they trying to charge him with drugs instead of all the other stuff, the allegations that people say? But you got to have truth. You got to have proof and truth about all this. Bud Files, how you doing? So that's my thing with Diddy. All the people who got something from Diddy and Diddy did something to them, that's crazy. But at the same time, for the people that, he took advantage of, I think he should get in trouble for that. The underage stuff, the taking advantage of, by all means, he should get in trouble. But for the people who cry victim and they were dealing with him a certain type of way, I don't think nothing should be charged with that. Even if they come up with some type of fake evidence, I would go into detail, and he got taped, so he gonna say cynical. What's going on? So you know Diddy gonna say, well, you said I did this to you. How's your job at this company? You said I did that to you. Well, how's your representation at this company did for that? So that's my thing with Diddy. For all the people that got something from him, you can't cry this because you're no longer in that position. You know, that's like if I put a word in for somebody as a favor and, you know, they give me money or whatever they can do for me and I do a favor for them, don't get mad when they fire you and then you come back to me and be like, hey, they fired me, so the deal that we made don't work no more. That's not cool. And so when it come down to that, they trying to charge Diddy with the drugs. But this is another thing. Like if y'all been looking at the news and all this stuff, Diddy publicists came out talking about they used to keep him drugged up. They used to do all this stuff. So at the end of the day, Diddy people is the ones that was doing all this crazy stuff, you know, that was dealing with him. He had people around him influencing him. He a grown man, he do what he want. Whatever charges he come up with, that's on him. But at the same time, it is what it is. Even going into other situations with other people. Like, you know, I'm into hip hop. I'm not saying I'm a big hip hop fan, but I'm into hip hop. And this Drake and versus all the other rappers type there, it's kind of funny. But who's catching the slight between this is Chris Brown. Chris Brown and Quavo going at it. I'm like, you getting bodied by a singer is funny. Like a singer putting you on blast, that's funny. You know, so that's funny within itself. So like I said, I just be listening to a lot of this stuff. Even with this whole thing, like I told you, that gender war thing, man, with marriage, men and women going at it, it's gonna be going to the end of time, man. I mean, you gotta understand, the family structure, they build wealth. You know, it's harder for you to maintain a lot of stuff. You can do it, don't get me wrong. Shout out to the people that are, you know, doing their thing. But don't get me wrong, I mean, you can do it. It's just a lot of work. That's the thing, you know. If you make a lot of money, you got a good career, you're good. You know, it's nothing on you. But to a point where if you're kind of in a situation to where, you know, you don't make as much money, it's going to be harder. I was looking at a video with a guy, he's up there in Connecticut. He has a full-time job working 40 hours, well over $15 an hour, and he can't afford living in, I think it's New Haven where he's from. He grew up in New Haven, you know, and at the time, New Haven wasn't a rich area probably so much, but, you know, it still maintained the wealth because of the area that he's in. But at the same time, though, you know, it was an issue to where he can't even live in that area no more due to the fact of, hey, it's just getting too over, it's like getting expensive up there. And to a degree, a lot of people, you know, they complain about it, but it's like, what can you really do? The market is being controlled by companies now. That's even like a lot of stuff with the money. All this stuff is, you know, populated, dealing with the companies. You know, the banking system is companies. You know, the news companies. You know, all this stuff is being ran by companies. You know, and people wanting these jobs. That's like I was listening to this video about the migrants coming in, and the guy was right. He was like, the young kids are getting podcasts, investing in crypto. You know, look how many billionaires were made off of crypto. Well, I say millionaires. Look how many millionaires were made off of crypto, to the point where these young kids are just balling out of control. Like, when was the last time you seen somebody in their later years getting Ferraris? You got younger kids getting Ferraris, you know, in their early 30s, some of them in their 20s. I know a guy on YouTube, I used to talk with him a lot online. Up and down the different spaces. This guy, 23, no, he's 24 years old at the time when I was talking to him. He has an e-commerce store. His hottest sellers were the waist trainers. He said, man, I'm doing easily a couple thousand waist trainers, a month and steady inclining. Like his biggest seller was waist trainers. He getting the waist trainers for about 15, good ones for 30, and he's selling them, high end $50, $75, making that money off of them. He has to sell them up high enough because if he's dealing with Amazon holding this product, they're going to get that major cut off there. So he has to inflate the price just to get his money back from there. Girl dad, what's going on? But I gotta get you a rich girl dad. I'm about to get ready to slide over to this, about to make a turn. I'm gonna make a turn up here, you get a rich. But I'm coming to a red light. But either way, but the thing of it is, a lot of times, man, I get back to all this with my I always talk about, we never really look at the numbers, man. Our parents are not helping us. Our parents don't know anything. So that's the thing. Me as a father, if I don't know how to teach my kids anything regarding money, I fail my kids to go into the next generation of them knowing how to properly buy a house, for them knowing how to properly take care of certain things with their finances. How to properly pay their bills. Right now, I'm actually trying to implement something, and I might even turn it into a board game, because what's his name? Derek Grace, the guy who does all the guns with the tats and all that stuff, and he has a nice little hustle doing he has a board game where regular people with business can be on his board game and make status and stuff like that. But because I'm really heavy into trying to teach my kids, because man, my kids do not know the fundamentals of money. Well, one of them do. The other one, he'll work for the money. He'll deal with the money, but his whole thing is he just want to be free, play his games. That's even like one of my sons. I give them allowance. One of my sons, he takes his money, he buy clothes with it. My other son's like, well, mom and daddy already buys clothes. Daddy, he's pretty good. I trust his judgment because I don't know what fashion like that is. So I buy him clothes, I bought him some KDs, some Kevin Durant's. And he was like, I don't know, Daddy. They got a big old KD on. I don't know about him. So he goes to school. Come to find out, his teacher is cousins with Kevin Durant. And that's how everything popped off, to the point of him knowing who Kevin Durant was and stuff like that, going from there. And, just going on from there, was able to, have a conversation and knowing who and what, them shoes were, and it was crazy because, like he was saying, he didn't know. So, but his whole thing was, hey, I'm cool because Dad knows about clothes and all this stuff. I don't know, I might have to drop this camera because my boy, he's talking to some people, so I don't really want to be jumping up in people's face like that with a camera. I mean, I don't know those guys. I know him. I'll probably come back and do a little short right quick and show him, but for the most part, I'm over here with my boy. We're going to jump out real quick. I'm going to show y'all his bike, though, because if I show you his bike, most people going to know who he is and everything. I got to go get some food right quick. Let me let y'all know where I'm at. All right, where my key at? Jump out without no keys. Alright. Hit this lock. I'm on the west side. Here's the boom. Oh, that camera looks kind of rough. Can't see it too good. That's my boy car right there. Oh, come on. Go ahead. I'm a slutty vegan, y'all. So I'm gonna give me some slutty vegan real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and holler at my boy. But I holler at y'all, man. We here. We gone. Peace.